Oh, the funny bone. Oh. 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 Make sure you do it on full blast. Hey everybody, welcome back to Full Blast Garage. And from the intro, you guys can tell we got our hands on another classic. And this time, we're definitely putting it on full blast. So this is our new to us 1968 GTO. I don't think it's one of those. I think it's probably of the French variety, but to us, it's gonna be a GTO. And to anyone else ever looking at it that doesn't know anything about cars. So this car came somewhat locally to me. It was a couple-hour drive for me to pick it up. Really nice gentleman. His son met me there. This car, so he bought it as a project, non-running, and he kind of accumulated some parts here and there. And like most people, you know, life gets in the way or you just kind of lose interest in a project. He decided to move it on. So as it sits, we're invested $4,500 plus $65 for a U-Haul trailer. So that's for the whole car, full drivetrain. It's got brand new Cooper Cobras, the best tires, and it's got new American racing wheels, and it came with like 6 or 7 extra wheels, some Pontiacs, some S10s, a little bit of everything. So we got all that. Essentially anything that he had, I took. That's kind of my style. He gave me a 3-speed transmission. This one has a 2-speed. Gave me all the linkages, the shifter, even the vacuum for the modulator. And he gave me a new set of fuel lines, front to rear for it, and a roof. Got a new roof. New driver's side quarter. I think he even included A-pillars, the drip rail, and I don't know what else. So we got a little bit of everything with this car. So for the money, I think we're ahead. If it don't run, we're probably close to even. But I got a big block over in the corner and a Turbo 400 out back, and I know they're both good. So this thing would get those if we got issues with the old Pontiac 350. But let's go ahead and stroll around this thing and kind of take it all in. All right, so up front we got the GTO hood, but we got like the silver grills. I think that's kind of a French version there. I think the GTOs were blacked out, if I remember correct. But under the hood here, I don't know what it is, but this hood just seems like it don't open up very much. That's gonna be kind of hard to work under. But it's just a bone stock Pontiac 350. We're missing the compressor, but it's an AC car, power brakes, power steering. Pretty much top of the line for this one. 2-barrel carb, so it might run. There's a good chance those 2 barrels are pretty stout. So the body has some issues, but this fender's bueno. I mean, honestly, the A-pillar here, the door, the roof, no bueno. So we got lots of rust. And it's real common for these years. Not a big deal. We got the patch panel, and I'm actually gonna patch panel this. I'm not gonna do what I did on the El Camino and just fill it and fiberglass it. But she's had a little whoop-de-doo. Not so much here, in that area there, if you guys can see that. I don't know. It might not show up on camera, but there's been something hit there. But we got that quarter panel in the deal for the car, so we're gonna have to graft a quarter panel on this thing. And then also, you know, up here, drip rail, smoked. Quarter panel on this side also smoked up top here. And I don't know, what's your opinion, guys? Do you just patch that, or you go ahead and replace the whole quarter? I mean, the rest of the quarter is pretty solid. I got a feeling this is a patch job right here. Just kind of mold us a little steel, weld it in, and call it a day. I mean, we got a hole over here from the old vinyl top. There's still some vinyl top remnants here and there. But I mean, this side is in pretty good shape. Again, the paint looks like it was either house paint or they parked it next to a burn pile. I don't know how I'm getting so lucky these days where all my paint looks like it's charred. But interior wise, complete. So we're complete, and it's got all the GTO badging on the interior. So I mean, that would make you think it might be one. And it is an AC car. It's got the controls on the dash. We got all the seat belts, back seats in good shape, more parts and molding down here, but we do got some ventilation happening on the passenger side. Probably heater core, if I had to guess. I don't even know if I looked in the radiator to see if there's any fluid in here. If it's gone, oh, the heater core. Ooh, I don't see nothing. This is a black abyss. So we ain't gonna be running it long probably on that. All right, so in the trunk, we actually got keys to this ride too. Man, look at this. Look at all the parts that came with this. We got Edelbrock intake, Edelbrock carb, Edelbrock air cleaner, and just got the floor patch panel. Got just totes and totes of stuff. But what we're interested in for the old Will She Run is right here, because, oh no, is this some sort of special HEI? Dang it, I thought this was just a stock HEI distributor. Hold on. Let's open this thing up. So this is not a typical HEI distributor. I'm not 100% sure. I thought must use high output coil. Okay, so there must be an ignition module built into this distributor, but we gotta have a coil. So we're gonna have to dig through our boxes here, because I can't adapt this to the coil that's in the car because it's a points coil. I don't know. I ain't ever run one of these, so we'll see. Man, I can smell the varnish real bad standing back here by the gas tank under here. But yeah, let me dig through the trunk here, and hopefully we got a coil. All right, everybody, I found an old junk TBI coil that I can tap into, and I'm gonna just cut down these little guys till they fit in here, because I don't have the actual plug that's meant for this anymore. I don't know where that is. So I'm gonna do a little wiring here, and on these, I think you tie side to side together. I think on the inner side is your negative, on the outer is your positive. Could be wrong on that. I have to double check here. And let's see. Yeah, on the inner is negative. And then I also found a big old stash of HEI used spark plug wires, because the new spark plug wires are for a points ignition, so that ain't gonna help us at all. But I'm gonna go ahead, get that thing wired up, at least where I can hook it to that distributor, and we'll have poor man's ignition system in no time. And so here is our top-notch wiring harness to our old TBI coil. Got front two black, back two red. We spliced into the new ready to run distributor. And I'm just gonna, on the old negative here, I'm too lazy to even self-tap on the firewall right now. I think I'm just gonna use my pigtails here, just run straight from the ground on the battery over to it, which none of these wires look great. I mean, when you see that's how your positive's connected, you know there's been some good tinkering going on this thing. And the positive, where does it go? I guess it goes through a hole in the exhaust manifold shield. Good Lord. It rests on the steering. I mean, look at that. That's what we're dealing with. It's literally laying on the steering shaft. There's a good chance that's how it was from the factory. But yeah, somebody slid at least a little shield over it. Man, look at that. Don't do that. Don't. Or this. Don't do either of those things. But I'm gonna go ahead, now that I got my wiring kind of figured out, I'm gonna pull the air cleaner off, get everything a little bit more tidied up, and we're gonna have to splice into our wiring over here from the existing coil. The positive and negative, we'll run it into here. So that'll be good, that'll power everything. And I'm gonna have to get my little cheater switch out, get it out till the number one hole blows my finger off. Then we'll drop the distributor. Wherever she lands, that's number one. So it'll be close to pointing this way, I promise. But it might point this way, or even that way if I'm really lazy. But we'll get it stabbed. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and loosen up our positive and negative wires going to our coil. So we're gonna need to tap them in to our existing wiring system we got here. Well, existing meaning rigged up. So I'm gonna cut the negative and the positive, strip them back, wire them up to the coil. And we should be good. Cut. And then I'll strip it, clamp it, and we'll be one step closer. All right, so I got the positive loose from the coil. Now I'm gonna have to pull the old distributor out, kind of try and track me down a 12-volt positive while cranking wire. I haven't looked at any wiring diagrams on these cars. There's got to be something here around the distributor that gives it juice for cranking. the positive wire just comes out of the coil. So there's got to be something going in. Ooh. Oop, don't want to do that. I think I just rattled it into submission. So it's a 9/16. If y'all don't know, it pulls out these distributors. Then you'll have your hold down bracket, which mine you can barely tell what it is because there's so much grease on it. Half the spark plugs passenger side just felt like they were barely on. Plugs look brand new, so somebody's definitely been trying, just not successfully. All right, that one was on there. Maybe a different guy was working on this side. No, it's probably the same person. I'm sure of it. That one was loose. All right. Now, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pull all these plug wires off. It looks like they're kind of routed in a spaghetti-like fashion. That one wasn't even in the cap. Might should have just pushed down all the plug wires and twisted on the key. It's a possibility it would have started. Nah, I probably wouldn't have. And the only reason why I haven't showed you guys this thing turning over, I already saw it happen. He twisted on the key when I purchased this thing and we were good to go. And that was all I needed. So it does turn over. She's probably got a quart or two too much oil in it. And by the looks of my floor, I think the transmission leaks. We'll see how low it is once we get it running. Upper radiator hose is loose. No hose clamps on. Lower radiator hose is loose. No hose clamps on. All right. Just taking some mental notes here. That's it. That looks like it goes to a water temp gauge or an oil pressure gauge, and it's just hanging there. That's nice. So if none of those things work, we've got a likely culprit. Cap was loose. All right, we're slowly diving into this thing. All the ignition stuff looks pretty dang new, if I have to say so. Before I start beating on this thing, let me make sure Pontiac doesn't do something weird on these where they got like 2 hold downs or something. No, I think it's just one, but she's pretty solid in there. Man, why is this thing's totally froze. And the vacuum advance pot is facing the rear. Is that normal? I don't know. Let me know, Pontiac guys. All right, I'm gonna go get a pry bar, pry on this thing a little, maybe tap on it a little, see if I can't get it to release. Well, don't do this to anything that you want to keep, but we've already reached the violence level. I'm totally just beating the vacuum advance off. The distributor is moving slightly at least back and forth. You never would have been able to adjust the timing on it. But I'm kind of getting down in the cracks of where the cap goes. Kind of getting some taps on it there. Man, she's on there. All right. I get my hammer, just beat on it a little. Doesn't look like it. I have a pry bar in here, but it really can't get at a good angle to pick up on it. All right. I'm betting this is why we've had distributor issues and no one could ever get it out. So here she be. Well, I'm gonna keep beating on this thing. I'm gonna hit it with some heat back there right on the mount. Hopefully it doesn't catch on fire. I think I got some towels out here I can put it out with, but let's grab the old map gas, put a little heat on her. Ooh, living on a prayer. No, we're gonna catch too many things on fire. There's too much debris. That's a bad idea. I could already see it happening. I mean, I got a little bit of a pedestal here on the intake manifold. And I feel like I'm just bending the crap out of my pry bar. I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna keep beating on it back and forth a little. See if we can get maybe something to loosen up. This thing is tight. All right, long shot here, but if I turn it over, will it loosen it up? You never know. No, that's a negatory. All right, well, we're just gonna have to up the violence factor. Oh, I might need to invest in a smaller slide hammer. What do y'all think? I don't think this is gonna work. Well, I took part of the rotor. Man, I can't get a good hook on this thing at this angle. This slide hammer is just way too long. I'm gonna take out the hood, which is one of the few nice things about the cart. Dang it. This thing's making me work for it. I don't think I'm doing anything. Well, tell my family I love them. The pointy nose on the front of this thing's very inconvenient. Just trying to tension it up. I was thinking once I put a little tension on it, then maybe give it some taps. Oh yeah, that's quite a bit of tension. Maybe let's put a couple pumps more. Whew. She definitely ain't wanting to come free. This could be a violent sad thing is that I don't have honestly like enough room to pull it straight up. What I might do, pull the pin here, extend our engine hoist out so I got kind of a straight shot on her. Feel like I'm pulling a little bit too much towards the front, like that thing's gonna hang up. Wouldn't recommend doing stuff like this normally, but this one's kind of calling for it. So let's see if we hear any weird noises or if it looks like the engine hoist is going to do a backflip. Are we going to come in contact with the hood? Dang it. We're getting super close. Yep. Pull her back a little. Not that much. We're starting to tighten up. And again, we're going to hit the hood. Pull back just a hair. Just like a little bitty weld there. Oh, it's wanting to like suck in, press itself against that hood. Got a feeling we might have a little violence when this thing finally kicks off. Woo! Ah! Oh, the funny bone. Oh! 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 Wasn't funny. It wasn't funny, if you're wondering. Well, I thought something looked a little fishy. Someone has wired the switch 12 volts into the negative side of the coil. I'm not a master electrician or a wiring expert, but that seems wrong. And I'm pretty sure that's why she wouldn't start. So, mystery solved. And the distributor came out all in one piece. It's good, but I just had 12 volts just hanging out here, you know, laying around. And now I'm gonna have to switch my wires around. I don't know. Great. All right, so we've done this a few times. You're gonna want to pull. There's a train. There's a train there if you can't tell. Just pull number 1 spark plug and get ready to find top dead center. Well, I don't think this thing ever would have ran. Nah, I don't even know if they're gapped right, but she never would have ran the way it was. So go ahead, climb under, hook up my cheater switch here. We'll find TDC. Oh, just a word to the wise. If you're throwing around words like TDC in Texas, there's more than one meaning. She don't necessarily mean top dead center where we're from. So y'all can Google on that and figure out what I'm talking about. Well, these Pontiacs are so tight in there, you can't hook up one of your switches to it. So I got the next best thing is my wife in there turning the starter. So say a little prayer for me. All right, you can go ahead and bump it. Oh, hold on. Be nice if I hooked up the battery. Okay. I think you're just turning it all on. Oh, God, it was right on number 1. You just got to bump it just a little. Let's try it again. Go ahead. So that's on.
So if I go further, it's going to start.
Yeah, that's what I want it to do. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, I think I might have passed it. See if I can see a mark on the balancer anywhere. Does this, well, the balancer mark is on the opposite side of the engine as normal. That's weird. All right, we'll keep going. Okay, just, all right, that should be pretty close. All right, I see a mark way down here. I wonder if this balancer has spun. I don't think there is a balancer. I think it's actually just a pulley. So, okay. Hit it. Okay, let's keep going. 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 Come on. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. All right, hold right there. So we are super close right there. And I'm gonna verify that. I'm gonna grab a screwdriver, stab it in the spark plug hole, see how close the piston is. But we should be good. I think that will at least get us running. Let me grab something a little bit. Ugh. Yep, piston is at the top of the bore. So we're good. I survived. Okay, so for everything that I've seen from Pontiac, oh, hold on, let me go grab my weather stripping, or not weather stripping, That would not be right. I got my ultra black. For as nice and Chinesey as this distributor is, it did not come with a gasket. So, not entirely shocked by that. But I'm gonna go ahead and just smear on some ultra black here. Kind of pray for the best. We're gonna be tweaking on it back and forth. So there's a good chance we're gonna break the seal, but let's just give it every possible opportunity not to pour oil everywhere. I've totally lost the lid to this already. All right. Y'all go back, watch the video, and see where I set it down. Hopefully, it's enough liberality, we might have a chance at a seal. So, let me get the lid back on this. Come on now, where'd it go? I'm totally blind. Totally blind. Oh, there it is. Underneath my pry bar. So, on a Pontiac, they want you, vacuum pot facing, let's see, I had a paper towel here. I'm getting black goo everywhere already. They want vacuum pod facing driver's side in the rear by the firewall. Number one, kind of right in front of it, I guess. Close as I can tell. So let's see. So if we get this thing down on here, we've got one firing kind of right on this edge. And we had it lined up pretty good. So let's see. Can we stab it? Will the oil pump still work? I don't even know how they work on these cars, so hopefully so. Okay. I mean, we're engaged. Don't feel great. The pedestal of this thing, I would say, is wobbly. I mean, we're threaded in. I don't know. Kind of don't like that feeling there. Why is it so wobbly? Kind of got a feeling that might need to pull back out just to adjust a hair. Are we running Because like on a small block Chevy, your oil pump shaft is also down there. Let me look at the old guy, see if there's any reason why it wouldn't go in. And yeah, it was definitely got a drop on. Man, this thing was kind of worn out. So I don't see any reason. Oh, let me pull it out, kind of check side to side. See if we have any differences in machining here. So I'm just gonna kind of look. I think it's right. All right, let's give it another shot. Occasionally, you got to go in there, twist on the old oil pump shaft a little. I really would like to not do that if I don't have to. Man, this thing falls so easily. It's kind of crazy. But then you have lots of wobble. If I just tap the starter, will that kind of let it drop in? And let's see. Are we still wobbly? It's definitely turning. Man, it's still really wobbly. Oh, there we go. We dropped. We're good. We just got to remember, number one, she's going to be over there. All right. Now we got to get our hold down reinstalled, which I can barely see through all the crud and grime. At least we're not, at this point, we're not smoking it down. We're just making it where, like, that distributor is not gonna back out. Wow, I honestly can't even see the bolt hole. I know it came out from around here somewhere. Wow. This is kind of incredible. All right, well, let me do some digging and find this and I'll get her tightened down. All right, let's go ahead, get our cap on. Of course, this one, there's not really like a easy way to get it on. Trying to figure out too, I had the vacuum advance. Good Lord, there's vacuum wires everywhere on this thing, vacuum hoses. Want to go ahead and plug that up. Might as well. Might help us on our starting. You kind of never know. And now Man, it's really hard to tell where this thing's supposed to go. I think that's it. Man. It feels like it. There's no really like cutout on the distributor. The cap, that's what I'm used to. There's a cutout. There's like a groove in the actual body of the distributor that it fits in. On this one, you can almost put the cap however way you want. I guess that's super cheesy. I'm gonna go ahead, get my number one plug back in, and then I'll have to figure out with my maze of varying lengths of wire what'll actually go where. And I think I'll go ahead and just tighten these hose clamps down just so I don't have water pouring everywhere if there's any in the radiator. But I'm gonna take care of that and we'll pick back up. And I'm firing this thing. We're putting wires on it, and from turning it over, I'd say it sounds pretty strong. You can hear the compression, and it was shooting my finger out pretty violently. So I think we're gonna be okay, at least on that front. The starter was definitely kicking back a little. I don't know if that's high compression or misadjustment. Misadjustment, most likely. And if it's kicking back, yeah, they're all tight. So we'll go with it. But if it's kicking back when there's no ignition at all hooked up, starter issue, starter misalignment, super high compression, maybe. Just doubt it on this rig. But I'm gonna go ahead and hook all the plug wires up. Number one's gonna kind of be back here where they tell you to put it on these Pontiac engines. And we're going, we're sending it. All right, well, I got the ignition system just wired up in the most awesomely rigged up conversion from HEI, TBI, Chinese MSD. I don't even know. On the box it even says 6AL ignition box compatible, but it's not an MSD box in the picture. So I guess they sell Chinese ignition boxes that you have the same exact part number from MSD. I don't know, but we don't have any belts, so I got no circulation on the coolant system. Now that I realize that, I ain't gonna tighten up the hoses. But I think that's all my sauce. Might hit it with some brake clean. Let me grab that. Hit it with a little brake clean. Let it fire off. I mean, it's a Pontiac, and from everything I hear, they essentially will run until death. Then they'll turn into some sort of zombie creature and run on any number of cylinders less than what it came with. So let's hope we got one of them engines. All right. I'm gonna open her up. Give her way too much. We got the power on. I got the ground hooked up. We got all our wiring on the coil. See if we're in the ballpark on timing. Well, she sounded a little off. I think I heard some sparking though. So let's see. If I turn it to the right a hair, how does that change it? Not necessarily anything. Let's check our trusty rusty voltmeter here. We got 12 volts going in to our coil. Because I can always hotwire that thing if we're questioning whether we're getting anything out of it. So we're 12, key on. See if I can reach over. And the key's far over in this car. Make sure we're getting 12 cranking. So it's going down to 9 cranking. So maybe, is there a resistor or something in line that might be messing us up here? So I'm gonna stab something in here that I can connect to and get 12 volts into there just on its own, just bypassing everything. All right, coil's hot, straight to the battery. Does that make any difference? Let's see. That kind of sounded worse. Let's go this way. All right, let me grab some more gas. Think we're on to something. I found my bootleg ground wire wasn't in the best spot. So I don't think it was getting a proper ground. Let's see what happens. Woo! It's running! She's a little noisy. Holy crap. Well, I guess that was all the brake clean in the bowl. All right, well, let me hook up all the hoses. And maybe, man, I don't have any gas. I'm gonna have to run it on brake clean. Dang it. All right, well, let me tighten these hoses down. Get a belt on there, fill it with water. At least I can run it for a little while on brake clean. So, what did the previous owner or whoever messed with it? Coil wired backwards. Plug wires not connected very well. And somehow all that works. Isn't that funny, folks? Like this ragtag stuff that I just had laying around, cobbled together, the car runs. I don't know. It can happen, but I'll put in a more permanent solution than just having the coil sit on the valve cover here. But this is for now, just to see if the engine actually runs, builds oil pressure. So at least we're good on that part. I think it was kind of calming down a little. But let me see. There's a bunch of belts and stuff in the back. I'm guessing there's one for everything, but let me get that done, get the hose clamps on. We'll try and run it a little longer. None of the belts fit that were in the trunk. I don't think they go to anything. Maybe the AC compressor, I don't know. But Since I don't have any gas, I can't run this thing for a super long time. I can get her going. Can y'all see back here on the brake booster how somebody's got water line for a vacuum hose? I don't hate it. It works. Well, if we got a sticky needle and seat, the old brake clean might take care of it. There's a real good chance this thing's idled way too high. It was kind of hitting the moon up there, but I'm guessing people were jacking with the idle because they couldn't get it to start. Oh man, it's tight. Woo! And that's the only stop, yes. Some of these have like a high idle circuit too, you can adjust. But you essentially want this idle screw way low, or your carburetor's never gonna work right. Kind of really wanna get your carb set, just a very little bit of the blade open. What? Come on now. Is something locked up? Well, I didn't check. Is the water pump locked up? There is one of those in the trunk. I don't know, she's fine. Alternator's fine. Did we kill the starter? I don't think it's possible. Did the battery die? Now that's way more possible. Positive cables on there are pretty dang tight. Come on now. Whoa. Come on. There's no wires grounding out. I don't understand. Oh, I just heard a relay switch. And we got 12, 12.31, 12.28. So she might need a tickle more idle, being that I don't think the choke's working. That was weird. I heard a relay kind of click, and then the starter was back to life. Maybe that choke is kind of hung up too. That ought to get her done. I'm really definitely gonna have to mess with the timing. This is way too much throttle blade. to get running. That ought to work. So I kick it a hair that way. I don't know if that helped or not. If it's worse, I'll turn it back. Say that might sound the best, if that's a thing. If I could get it cranked, and then get there with the starting fluid quick enough. Come on now. Let's see. Maybe if I can operate the throttle a little while I'm cranking. Put her back. Well, definitely not 100% right yet. I think we're moving in the right direction. Oh, come on now. This is when, if I could hook my switch up out here, would be great. so I could jack with the motor instead of being in here. Well, that's where it likes it the most. Might turn up the idle a hair more. Now it's wide open. She ought to run, at least for a little bit. Ah, almost made it. This carb must be totally dead because filling the bowl is not really doing anything. It worked a little bit earlier, but now it's done. Well, that's the end of one brake cleaner can. Dang it. But we definitely got running. It needs kind of one of everything down here, but at a minimum, I mean, we can pull this intake, put the 4-barrel intake, put the brand new Edelbrock carb, and this thing will run a lot better. But I'd like to get it where I could run it on this 2-barrel, run it, and then decide, you know, if the transmission works or not. That would be nice before you put an intake manifold on a engine. So, I don't know. I'm perplexed. Well, guys, this is where we're gonna call it. Went to pull the ground wire off the battery and it is super hot. Way too hot for the little bit of cranking that we've been doing. So I need to go through the whole system, add grounds, probably improve the positive and the negative. Y'all saw the cables. I mean, it's not good. And with an HEI ignition like that, you really need good grounds, good positive cable. So it needs great voltage. So that being said, I got some parts I gotta buy. I'm probably in the next video gonna do an intake swap on it. And then we'll kind of go through rowing her through the gears. This is a 2-speed, so fast and slow. I think that's the 2 speeds. So hopefully it's got at least one of them. Probably got slow. It's probably got slow down, I bet. But I appreciate y'all tuning in to another video. The old GTO is a runner. So the engine, there was just a couple little things. It was mainly the ignition coil was, I believe, wired backwards. I could be wrong, but I think wired backwards. And, you know, just a little stuff here and there. The plugs not being plugged, and you know, that's it. It's a runner. But I guess these Pontiacs don't die. It's like everybody says, they're zombies. But man, I appreciate everybody tuning in. If y'all take a moment, you know, on this car, I got to think of a name too. So I don't know. Got to think of something for this guy. But take a moment to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We're growing, but we're a small channel, and any kind of interaction really helps us out. So, till you see me again, just go out, do something that makes you happy, but make sure you're doing it on full blast.